Hello everyone, welcome to the Voice of the Fan. So finally, great news for all cricket fans across the globe, with the Indian Premier League starting from September 19th in UAE and will end on November the 10th. So in this video, I'm going to do what I call a SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities and threat for one of the teams, starting with Chennai Super Kings, one of the most successful franchises in the history of the last 12 years of IPL. But before I do that, I'd like to take a couple of minutes to talk about the man himself, the legend, our own Mahi, who dropped a bombshell on billions of fans like me around the globe on 15th of August by announcing his retirement from international cricket in his own style, giving that timing on Instagram post was so special. That's the time when the westernmost part of India got sunset on that day, and that's how he announced his retirement, going into the sunset of his career, and made all of us so emotional. What can I say about this legend which has not been said before by others? I don't know. Maybe what can I say? Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Lieutenant Colonel in Territorial Army of India. He got an honorary doctorate from De Montfort University. Many of you might not know that. Some of his records are astounding. I mean, his records are unimaginable. Being a wicketkeeper batsman and batting so lower down the order. He won the ICC ODI Player of the Year award twice back-to-back, the only player to do so in 2008 and 2009. He has been part of the ICC ODI Team of the Year a record 8 times, with 5 times as captain. I can go on and on. The list is countless. But I'm going to break down into 3 of his major skill sets which got him so much of fame all around the globe. And I'm going to start with some of the people say that Australia had one of the greatest finishers of all time, Michael Bevan, one of the most astute leaders, Steve Waugh, and one of the greatest wicketkeepers we have seen in Adam Gilchrist. And India had 3-in-1, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, with all these qualities and even more. What can I say about his records? As a captain, he's the only international captain to win all 3 ICC trophies. He won the inaugural T20 World Cup in 2007 in South Africa. Of course, no one can forget the 2011 World Cup win, 50 over in Wankhede, and his 6, which is gonna be etched in the memories of all fans, especially Indian fans, throughout their lifetime. And not to forget, he won the ICC Champions Trophy in 2013, which is still the last big ICC tournament India won. So he's the only captain to do this treble, which no other international captain have been able to achieve. In terms of Test cricket, he did have a very good record in Test as well, although he failed a little bit in the international tours of England and Australia. But we should not forget that he led us to a series win in New Zealand, West Indies. He's the only captain to have a drawn series in South Africa. We're very close to the win in the Test arena. And he's the one who took us to #1 in Test for the first time in 2009 and got the Test match for India. So his Test record is not bad at all. ODI record, not to mention, he's the second most successful captain behind Ricky Ponting in terms of number of wins. He won the Asia Cup in 2010 and 2016. One of them was 20 over as well. He also has an impeccable record in World Cups, only behind Clive Lloyd and Ricky Ponting in terms of win-loss ratio. I can go on and on. I like his captaincy records. If we just look at IPL, Chennai Super Kings, he has been the skipper over the past 12 years. Of course, in between, Chennai did not take part in a couple of years due to their issues. But within that time, Chennai Super Kings have reached the qualifying or the knockout stage each year. What a record. And they have been champion 3 times. They have lost a lot of finals, by the way. So in terms of IPL, in terms of Champions League, he won a couple of Champions League as well, which is now suspended, but it used to happen with all the top teams from each leagues around the world came together to determine the champion of champions. And Chennai Super Kings won 2 of them under his leadership. So leadership, achievements, qualities, backing players, unimaginable. Now let me just get to his batting a little bit as well. We do not value his batting that much, I guess, because of his other achievements. But what he has achieved is really remarkable. He is, in the wicket keepers, he is the third highest in Test cricket. We do not value his Test cricket records, but he's third highest in Test cricket in terms of number of runs. And not only that, he has played a lot of match-winning and match-saving innings, not to mention those. Apart from that, in one-day cricket also, he is the second highest run scorer among all the wicket keepers of all time. And he's one of the few players to score over 10,000. Second highest after Sangakkara, but Sangakkara did not keep all his life. So if we do not consider Sangakkara, then he's the highest run scorer among all the wicket keepers. And he is probably one of the only players who batted most of his career at 5 or below and has more than 10,000 runs with an average of about 50. I mean, it's unimaginable. And the number of match-winning innings, number of sixes, he's 5th overall, 229 odd sixes. He's the second after Rohit Sharma for India. Winning matches with a 6, being not out in winning matches, being a finisher. Enough. I think we all are totally aware of all those records of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and it's on our tongue. Anyway, in terms of wicket keeping also, not to mention, in international cricket as well as one-day cricket, he has the highest number of stumpings. When it comes to stumpings, there is no better ever than Mahendra Singh Dhoni. In terms of catches also, in international as well as ODI, he's number 3 on the list behind Boucher and Gilchrist. So he was one of the most safest and, although unorthodox, in batting as well as wicket keeping, one of the most effective ever to grace this beautiful game. I said couple of minutes, but I think I could go on and on for hours. And not only me, all fans can say so much about him. The movie, everything about Mahendra Singh Dhoni, like starting from a small town and gave dreams and hopes, made cricket or established cricket as a religion, along with, of course, after Tendulkar and all. So he has been a real role model, real inspiration for all the people growing up within this period, including me. And thank you, Mahi, for all this. Now let me get back to Chennai Super Kings. Now Chennai Super Kings, we have heard recently that they had 13 COVID positive cases. There was a lot of ruckus among the whole IPL setup and structure. 11 of them were officials, 2 of the players are infected, Deepak Chahar and Rituraj Gaikwad. Raina decided to come back because of his personal reasons, and Harbhajan Singh recently said that he won't be joining due to personal reasons as well. So there are a lot of turmoil in the Chennai Super Kings camp. They have started practicing recently, except Deepak Chahar and Rituraj Gaikwad, who are unlikely to start in the initial matches. Let's look at their strengths. As I said, SWOT analysis, right? So strengths of Chennai Super Kings. I think the biggest strength of Chennai Super Kings is their experience. They have some, of course, the leadership of Mahi. I mean, no need to mention that. One of the best leaders ever to grace the game. So, leadership of Mahi and the experience that Mahi brings, Watson, Duplessis, Bravo, Dwayne Bravo, with the highest number of wickets ever and play all the leagues. So, the experience is their strength. That's how they won the 2018 on their comeback. And they were also finalists, not to forget, last year as well. Just in the last over, Lasith Malinga snatched the victory out of their jaws. So that's one of their biggest strengths, the leadership of Mahi and the experience they possess. I would also say the depth they have in all-rounders is also one of the strengths, because they have options of Jadeja, Santner, Bravo, even Deepak Chahar, Shardul Thakur can bat. So the Indian core and the depth of all-rounders is quite good, provided Deepak Chahar and Shardul Thakur are both fit and ready to go. Now let us look at the weaknesses. Now that Deepak Chahar is unable to start, the Indian fast bowling lineup looks a bit thin, because they have the option of going to KM Asif, who is a bit untested raw. He is talented, no doubt. So if they want to play another fast bowler, Indian fast bowler alongside Shardul Thakur, then they will be spoiled for choices. Again, I forgot to mention spinners as their strength and as well as weakness. Now I'll explain how. Of course, in terms of the overall quality of spinners, they have Imran Tahir, Karan Sharma, Piyush Chawla, Santner, Jadeja. It's definitely a strength, right? But now with Harbhajan Singh pulling out, they don't have a right arm off spinner. So they will need to balance their team in a way that suits the perfect conditions, especially if that other teams have a lot of left-handers, then they'll have to think how to go about their whole lineup. Or maybe they will announce a replacement for Harbhajan. We are not sure yet. With Raina, it's still uncertain whether he will go back or not. Most probably not. So that's a huge void, huge weakness, because he's the Mr. IPL. He has scored the second most number of runs in the history of IPL, 370 plus runs every season. He's a bank at number 3. So that leaves a huge void at number 3, and not to mention a gun fielder and chip in with few overs, the off spin which I was talking about. So that's one of the weakness. Now let's look at the opportunity. Definitely, like every year, they have the opportunity to prove themselves that against every odds, they can still come and perform. And I'm pretty sure they will. They are one of the contenders for the top 4 spot, and they will under the leadership of Mahi. And of course, Mahi being retired and emotional, getting all the support behind Chennai Super Kings, and especially amidst the current situation, that's one of their opportunities. Threats, I would say in UAE pitches, I think there will be a threat that if in case, of course, those pitches are sometimes slow, a little bigger stadiums, so the number of runs scored might be on the lower side, which might benefit them, but at the same time in the high scoring games, it's a little bit of an issue. And of course, the aging players, they're not getting any younger. So those things might come into play when they are playing more younger teams and more dynamic teams. So those are some of the threats in my opinion. And let's look at the probable starting 11. Of course, I already did my prediction that they will be number 4, in contention for number 4 for sure. Of course, in T20 cricket, no one can really predict anything, but they have been the most consistent team. Let's go with that. So now with Raina out of the picture, I would be tempted to definitely play du Plessis and get him back at number 3. So in my team, the starting 11 right now will be Shane Watson opening with I won't go for Murli Vijay at the moment. I will open with Ambati Rayudu, Shane Watson and Ambati Rayudu. Of course, he's also coming back from retirement. So there is a chance that all these players who are not playing international cricket regularly might be a bit rusty. Anyhow, I'm going to go with Watson and Rayudu, and then du Plessis at number 3. I will play Dhoni at number 4 any day. And then the mistake what India did at the World Cup should not be done anymore. And then at number 5, Kedar Jadhav. He can give some of the off spin which we are looking for. Then we have the couple of all-rounders, the gun all-rounders, Bravo and Jadeja. And after that, at number 8, I would be tempted to play Deepak Chahar, but he's going to miss the beginning matches. So we need to think of one place in that slot, whether they will play an extra seamer in KM Asif or they will go for an extra spinner depending on the pitch. Among the spinners, from the leg spinners, I'll pick between Piyush Chawla and Karan Sharma. I won't go for Imran Tahir because I already used up 3 internationals, so I'll play Lungi and Giddy because I think they need a fast bowler with some good credibility and ball in the depth and in all situations. So I'll go for Ngidi and, of course, Shardul Thakur. So Ngidi, Shardul Thakur, and we have one of the spinners between Piyush Chawla and Karan Sharma, and maybe both in case when Deepak Chahar is not playing. So this is my predicted 11 for the Chennai Super Kings, and this is how I think they will go as well. And let's see whether they spring in some new surprises and how they perform. I hope all of you are fine. Best wishes in this uncertain situations globally to all of you and your family. If you like the video, kindly like, share, subscribe, keep supporting me. Thank you.